depends on what kind of kiss you're talking about.
Oh.
I mean, I was 5 years old. I had my little kindergarten boyfriend, just, little peck. But 13 years old.
Different story.
It was a different story.
Got
yeah.
You. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, right outside the lunchroom in the hallway next to the lockers.
Mine was in school.
Yes.
Nice.
We actually got sent to the principal's office at one point for that.
making out in the lockers.
Oh, yeah, we had a whole crowd drawn to us. They were hooping and hollering, and
I'd have been hooping and hollering
we
too.
got caught.
Nice.
I thought about just not getting on the bus and running away because they called our parents. And I was scared to go home.
Running away to Alaska.
You're listening to the Nash Rockett Media Experiment.
I got a rocket in my bucket and a roll in my wall. So baby, don't pass me with the knock-on talk. There ain't nothing you can tell me I don't already know. I got a rocket in my bucket and I'm ready to go.
Well, this is a special day. Not only is it the season premiere of this many of the Daily Nash, I have one of my favorite people in studio with me of all time, and I'm not. That's not lip service. It's absolutely true. Jasmine Cheri is in the house. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Ow. Thank you so much. I just banged my hand on the, just going to turn you up here a little bit. I just banged my hand on our sponsor. First of all, this episode of the Daily Nash is brought to you by Real Good, the perfect food if you don't like carbs, or if you're like me and you're allergic to carbs. Okay? Pizza, cauliflower crust, 12 grams of carbs per serving. And I thought it would be nice to let them sponsor the episode today so that I could cook one up and share it with our guest today, if she so chooses.
I might take you up on that offer, yeah.
I mean, it's really good. Where are you from?
So, I was originally born in Dallas, Texas.
Really?
Yeah.
I kind of figured you to be a California girl.
I kind of feel like that's where I belong, actually.
Yeah.
I did live in San Diego for 4 years, and I absolutely loved it. But yeah, I was born in Dallas, and then my family moved to Nashville when I was 10 years old because my father was a full-time musician.
I had a girlfriend in I know it's hard to believe, but I had a girlfriend in San Diego, and she lived right there on Pacific Beach at the top of the hill. Mm-hmm. And I'm going, my God, this is nice.
Yeah, it's just a little bit beautiful there.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah, it's awesome. So you grew up with brothers and sisters?
I've got 2 younger sisters.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are they unicorns as well?
I don't know. They have their own unique flair about them.
Doing a little vibe?
They're wild Alaskan girls, so they're living up there in Alaska.
All the bears?
Mm-hmm.
And all the ice?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's gorgeous.
Lord have mercy.
One of them, she converted a school bus into a home with like a wood-burning stove. She's got a kitchen, whole deal.
So y'all are just a little off-center, all of you. Yeah. And that's a compliment. That's not a criticism.
We're a little bit outside of the box, I think, in our own way,
Now, I have a bone to pick with you right away. Really? What's up with the hair? I mean, there's no color in the hair whatsoever. And here I changed my lifestyle completely because of you.
Really?
Yes.
I was the inspiration for your blue hair?
Yes, you were.
Wow, okay.
Now we had a photo shoot, a year ago or 2 years ago? I can't remember.
Yeah, it was about a year ago.
Was it a year ago?
Mm-hmm.
And those are the photos that are on the open of this episode of Daily Nash. And I'm going, this is the coolest chick I've ever seen in my life. She's a walking, living unicorn. And here you show up with just normal hair. I don't know how to deal with this.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, see, I tried to wear these crazy neon earrings to make up for it, you know?
I got you. So now, here's the deal. I know you don't want to wear the headphones because you got the earrings going on. So if you would like to take the headphones off, that's fine. Just pull the microphone a little closer to you because you have it's kind of a softer voice.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
But if you want to take those off, that's absolutely fine.
Okay.
All right. Your first recollection of music.
Well, I don't remember it, but apparently my father was playing mandolin to me when I was still in the womb.
Really?
Yeah, and that's the first instrument that I actually heard right after I was born. Was the mandolin.
They were playing music to you in the womb, so you were kind of directed down this path then.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, my father definitely always encouraged us to play music, but it was something that I was just deeply drawn to anyways.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that I really loved the most was singing when I was a little girl. So when I was about 5 years old, my father exposed me to Enya. And, she's got all those stacked ethereal vocals, and I was so entranced by all the reverb and everything.
Yeah.
And my father would set up a microphone with his little reverb pedals, and I would just sit there and just sing for hours. And then, of course, mandolin was one of the first instruments I learned how to play. Ironically, the first one I heard.
Wow. Well, of course. That would
Yeah.
make total and complete sense, which is unusual on this program. In the video, and we're going to talk about your music video, your very first music video.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You got to be really...
Very first one released.
Oh,
There's
okay.
another one on the back burner, but that's a separate project.
Gotcha. You mentioned Enya.
Mm-hmm.
Enya? Who knows? When I saw this, and I shared it with somebody in Ireland. Enya's from Ireland.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I knew that.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
So, so I said, "What do you think about this?" She said, "This is awesome." And I said, "You know what? It's kind of like if Enya and Bollywood had a baby. That's what that would be."
Did you really say that? No, you didn't.
I did.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't mean that in a mean way. It's just so engaging. It's just, you got all the people dancing, and I swear that's exactly what I said. Okay, hope you're not offended by that.
No, not at all. I love Bollywood.
Oh, great.
The bright colors. I love exotic music. I love exotic textiles and
So I'm not far off.
no.
Wow,
No.
that's exactly what I said.
Yeah. I use a lot of my songs have Middle Eastern drums in them. And I use sitar in some of my other songs as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
little George Harrison there. Okay. First day of school. Do you remember it? And what did you wear?
Oh man, I was wearing a uniform.
Were you really?
Yes.
What kind of uniform? A Catholic girl?
It wasn't Catholic. It was definitely a private school.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like this little navy blue dress with a white collar
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and like
yeah.
this little red
Oh, yeah.
tie thing.
I'm all about
or
that.
bow or something.
But at least you remember what it was, right?
Yes.
So which describes you best? Jasmine, if that's your real name.
It is my real name. Yeah.
Cheerleader, science club, or ditching school for an illegal activity?
Oh.
The world is listening.
I don't think I fit into any of those, honestly.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That pretty much takes care of everybody. That, doesn't it?
I don't know.
So what would you fit into? Just the Jasmine Cheri thing. You were on your
what
own
would
path.
I fit
You
into?
really
Yeah,
were.
that's the thing is I'm not sure.
What was the first time you painted your hair?
Ooh, okay.
That's not painted today, by the way, which upsets me greatly. But go on.
I was 15 years old.
Yeah?
My first color was blue.
Hey.
Yep. It was blue. And, much to my surprise, I told my parents I wanted blue hair. And they were like, oh, okay.
Really?
And they took me to Sally Beauty Supply. And we picked out the stuff. And
That's where I got mine.
Yep. Yep. It was blue. And then it was pink. And at this point, I've done every color of the rainbow.
You have.
Yep.
And on your music video, it's every color of the rainbow.
Yep.
Who did you go to prom with, and how did that work out?
I went to prom with, well, there was 2 proms, you know. There's the junior prom, there's the senior prom. The junior prom was an ex-boyfriend. The next one was a good friend of mine.
First kiss.
Oh, that was, that was middle school. Yeah.
What?
Middle school. I was 13 years old.
Tramp.
Well, I guess it depends on what kind of kiss you're talking about.
Oh.
I mean, I was 5 years old. I had my little kindergarten boyfriend, just, you know, little peck. But 13 years old.
Different story.
It was a different story.
Got
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, right outside the lunchroom in the hallway next to the lockers.
Mine was in school.
Yes.
Nice.
We actually got sent to the principal's office at one point for that.
making out in the lockers.
Oh, yeah, we had a whole crowd drawn to us. They were hooping and hollering, and
I'd have been hooping and hollering
we
too.
got caught.
Very
I
nice.
thought about just not getting on the bus and running away because they called our parents. And I was scared to go home.
Running away to Alaska. Nice. On the opening graphic, it says singer, musician, dancer, radio host, and human unicorn. And you know all that is true because it's on the internet. And everything on the internet is true, right?
Clearly, yeah.
Which one of those describes you the most accurately?
Probably unicorn, because I feel like all those other things could maybe fit under that.
Okay.
Because here's the deal. I started playing music when I was really young, but I also started painting. You know, I don't know. I was probably 2 years old. My mom stuck the paper towel roll in front of me with the finger paints, and I put her little beret on, and I was strutting around the house telling everybody, I'm going to be an artist when I grow up. And we have videos of me trying to spin on my head when I was 3 years old, like just dancing like crazy. So all music, art, and dance, that's I love each of them equally for different reasons. And then, of course, growing up in a musical family, hearing my dad talk about music all the time, I was always intrigued as a little girl with hanging out with the grown-ups. I loved listening to them talk and just really absorbing the information. So now I'm a radio host, and I love music. I am a musician. I love talking about music. It feels like it comes really natural to me. So
tell me about how you ended up on Radio Margaritaville.
You know, a friend of mine liked to post on Facebook that was put in a women's group. And you know how you get notifications sometimes in Facebook, like, so-and-so liked this post. I normally don't care what other people are liking. I never look at those notifications because I just have too many other things I'm doing that are more interesting to me. And for some reason, I was really drawn to it. So I clicked on it, and then there was the job posting. And it's so funny because 2 weeks before, I've always kind of had this like secret desire to be like a party DJ, but I've been, you know, was listening to Sirius XM a lot. I had it in my new car, and I was just like, man, I wonder how you get a gig like that. Like, that'd be so fun to just listen to music all day, talk about it. And I was like, man, that would just be great. Like, how do you even go about something like that? Literally 2 weeks later, a family friend liked this post where the job posting was.
Wow.
And I immediately messaged him, and I was like, hey, I don't have any experience, but I've emceed a few events. I was a dance teacher for 10 years. I'm really comfortable, you know, talking in front of people. I've been a musical performer for most of my life. You know, I feel comfortable on stage and speaking. So they're like, yeah, just send us your resume, and, you know, we'll just kind of go from there. I was like, okay. And I was like, yeah, I'm probably not going to get it, but whatever. I'll at least try.
Right. Good for you.
And they gave me a chance.
And if people would like to hear you on Radio Margaritaville, how would they find you?
Yeah, so it's Channel 24 on Sirius XM. But if you don't have Sirius XM, you can actually listen for free at margaritaville.com.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and my shows run Thursdays and Fridays from 5 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time.
Now, are they live or are they recorded?
Right now they're pre-recorded,
Okay.
but in the fall we're going to go live because they're building a Margaritaville hotel downtown Nashville.
No kidding.
And we're going to have our new DJ booth there, right there in the lobby.
Little studio. Oh,
And,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to be recording live out of there. Actually got a business trip next week. We're going to get trained on how to, work the live rig. And we're super excited about it. And then next summer, we'll be hosting live parties up on the pool deck with live music. And
Wow.
so it's really exciting.
Let's talk about Neon Fun.
All right.
Speaking of a lot of fun, this is the part of our little exchange here that is important. What I've learned about developing this podcast and this YouTube channel is you have to provide value. It just can't be because you have blue hair and you're adorable. Oh, not me. I mean her. You have to provide value. Let's talk about, let's say somebody who hasn't, when you make a music video, when you get that far to produce this kind of quality going on in back of me here, that's impressive. And it's not easy.
No, it's not.
So how do you make that happen for somebody who's a younger you and wants that in their life? What would the advice be? And given, look, I understand people don't take advice, but tips are tips, and how would you coach them?
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad that you asked because I really feel like I've pushed myself beyond, any limitations that I perceived that I have. And I love to encourage other people to do the same because sometimes we think, I feel like sometimes we can put limitations on ourselves that hold us back from really accomplishing everything that we're actually capable of. And I think for me, the reason I've been able to accomplish this, because, I choreographed the dances in the video. I put together the wardrobing. I was the production manager. Like, all the concepts were my original ideas. And the reason that I was able to do that was because I just never entertained any thought in my mind that I couldn't do it.
Right.
Being an independent artist, a lot of musicians think, well, I need a record label to help me do this, or I need a manager to help me do this. And all of those things are helpful. Not saying there's anything wrong with any of that. But if you are doing things independently and, you're just trying to work with whatever resources you have, my advice would be don't entertain any thoughts that are limiting. You just decide, I'm going to do this. For example, when I was 21, so I was living with my dad at the time. We had an array of instruments in the house, including an upright bass. I'd never played the upright bass before, but I was feeling really drawn to it. I was like, man, I really want to write a song in the upright bass. That thought popped in that said, well, you don't know how to do that. No one showed you, blah, blah, blah. It's really hard. It hurts your fingers. I tried. And yeah, sure enough, it was really hard. But I just decided, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do it. You just make the decision. And it took me 3 or 4 days, but sure enough, I wrote a song on it. And that song later on got us a few standing ovations.
Oh, nice.
And, a lot of it just has to do with your mindset.
Yep.
Your mindset, staying organized, keeping like a project planning journal, that really helps. Just really, when you get ideas that seem, you might get ideas that seem a little weird, just go with the inspiration, going with the flow, getting in the flow. For me, not trying to force things or overly strategize. It's like, for me, it's a combination of strategy and inspiration. So you get the flow, you get all the ideas flooding in. Well, there's the practical side. You write those down, and then you start planning from there, and you just decide you're going to make stuff happen. No matter how incapable you feel like you are of doing that, you just go for it.
Good for you.
Just go for it.
Good for you.
Positive thoughts, go for it. A mix of inspiration and flow, but it's work ethic. It is a work. You got to be willing to work. Yeah.
And you got to be patient.
You have to be patient because sometimes these processes, they get drawn out. What I've noticed with the bigger the project, sometimes the more hurdles you might have to go through. And just not getting discouraged. You just decide, that, if you get knocked down or there's a delay, you just keep moving forward. Just going with the flow and doing what you can, just taking it one day at a time.
Fabulous advice. We're going to just go real quick here. This is the lightning round. Ready? Mm-hmm. Favorite word?
Rainbow.
Duh. Least favorite word?
Ooh, I don't know if I can say that out loud. It begins with a B and ends with an itch.
I see.
Yeah.
The one thing you're glad you did?
Never give up.
The one thing you regret?
Ooh, I don't know. I try not to have any regrets.
Favorite piece of music?
Oh, man. Well, just like how my favorite color is rainbow, I feel like picking favorite music is like impossible because I like so many different styles.
It's unfair, isn't it?
It is.
To try to pick one.
Because there's Enya, there's reggae, there's Spanish guitar, there's dance, there's 80s. I'm all over the place.
Okay, you're a buffet girl. Okay,
yes.
I get it. You get to the pearly gates. We're going to assume there is a God. What's the first thing he says to you?
I'm so proud of you.
You know what? I've been asking that question for a couple of years, and that is the absolute best answer I've gotten.
Yeah.
Good for you. Hey, just go to YouTube, search Neon Fun, not only watch it, but subscribe to Jasmine Cheri's channel, if that's her real name, and ring the bell so you can be notified when there's new music from her posted, and I'm sure there is some coming, right?
Oh, yeah. We've got lots in store.
And then share it, because it's un-American if you don't. Share it. And I want to thank you for doing this. This is awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely adorable. And this is going to help us both as we push on down the road. Say your prayers. Share your toys. Don't hurt anybody. If you make a mess, clean it up. And remember, it ain't enough to be good. When you dream of being great. Thanks for watching and listening to Nash Rockett on the Daily Nash.
Your color is what I feel shining from inside of me. And fun is what I want. So won't you come and see your life some fun with me? Let's make a deal to leave behind mediocrity. Come, let's go dancing.
Being somebody who's taught dance in the community for 10 years, I have a lot of friends in the dance community. So I was able to recruit a lot of my dancer friends who you see in the video Neon Fun. And a couple of those are my close friends, which I refer to as my tutu crew. Those are the 2 female dancers you see there with me. We're dancing around town in our tutus, you know, flash mobbing a few scenes in front of some murals in Nashville. Also, we did some scenes going across a crosswalk, or dancing across the crosswalk.
How many
I
times
should
did
say.
the cops stop you from shooting?
You know what? We didn't have cops stop us once. I'm kind of surprised.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you have a permit to be shooting?
Excuse me, y'all are having a little too much fun. It's a distraction. So, but I will say we didn't break the law. When we were doing the crosswalk, we waited until it said walk. Although we didn't walk, we danced.
Did it say dance up there?
You
no,
know,
it didn't.
I really feel like it should, though. In fact, I saw this meme. It had the little light. It said, "Don't walk," and above it, it said "boogie." And I was like, yes, that's what we're going for. Maybe that's subconsciously where I got that idea from. I will say we got a lot of dirty looks from people. I kind of wish we had a second cameraman, like shooting people's reactions in the car. That would have been fun. Maybe next time.
What is the next thing musically that's coming from Jasmine Cheri, if that's your real name?
It is my real name. So Cheri is my middle name.
Nice.
Yeah. My great grandmother's name. She was French. So it's, yeah, spelled Cheri with the official accent. That's on my birth
French, you say.
certificate. So yeah, I've got a full-on album that I'm working on, and hoping to release it late fall, early winter. But before the full-on album release, I'm going to do a couple more singles, and I'm working on putting together some music video ideas for those as well. So we're going to, you know, there's going to be a build-up to the actual album release, which I'm really excited about. We're getting the next 2 songs mixed and mastered right now. Follow your dreams. Don't be afraid to be weird or outside of the box. You know, be authentic to who you are, and you'll appeal to and attract the people who, you know, who can connect with what you have to offer the world. I think every person has something valuable to offer the world if they're being truly authentic to their heart.